Hello. Once again, you have been pulled into the black dimension. This is Kev, and with me is Roger and Donnie. We are the habitual line steppers, and we are bringing you our review of the 2021 film, The Suicide Squad. Um, very, very interesting, fun film to say the least, and we cannot wait to discuss this with you and share our thoughts. And let me warn you right off the bat that this is a spoiler discussion. So if you have not seen the film, um, go away from this broadcast right now, go see the film, and then come back and watch this review right here. Oh, anyway, all right, fellas. How are you guys doing this day?
This is Roger, and Roger's doing fantastic. I thought I was muted for. I mean, I was muted when I didn't know I was muted, but doing fantastic. Another great day, and ready to get into it. What's going on, Donnie?
Well, Donnie is hungover, but Donnie is here. Donnie's ready to give you some insight, give you some laughs, make this dimension that much better. Donnie is here.
All right, and also let me also say that viewer discretion is advised. We use harsh language here because that's who we are here at the Black Dimension. So if you're that kind of person, you rock with us like that, cool. If you don't, at least give us a chance to explain our take on this film right here. So, fellas, I'm going to ask you right off the bat, what did you think of this film? First off, I would say that this film was better than the first, right offhand. It had a better director this time, James Gunn. And if that name is familiar to anyone, James Gunn is also the one of the MCU directors, and his films are the Guardians of the Galaxy 1 and 2. He really he's the brainchild responsible for making that particular franchise within a such a detailed and fun universe to explore, the MCU, that he's brought some of this feel over to the DC side of things. Now, how he got this job was it was kind of messed up in a sense, but that is also in accordance to the theme of the film itself. This film is pretty messed up. James Gunn was dismissed from the Guardians of the Galaxy 3 project because of some old tweets resurfaced of some very cruel, like very crass jokes that were inappropriate. And in the midst of that, I mean, since then he's regained the job, but in the midst of that, he decided to. DC Warner Brothers came and offered him the Suicide Squad sequel position, and he took the job. So, fellas, Izzy, do you have anything that you wanted to add to that?
I will say that he wrote a killer of a script.
Okay.
Bad joke.
All right. So, okay. Anyway, we have sort of a 3-tier rating system that we use for each film that we review. And we decide on the broadcast which way we usually discuss it, but this is unique. We're going to decide where we're going with this. It's the 3 Bs. You can either buy the film, which means go see the film. It's definitely worth checking out. You won't be disappointed. Bootleg, which bootleg is usually a street term for getting a pirated version of the film itself.
No,
we do not.
Let me do this, kid.
We do
Let
not.
me do this.
Go ahead.
Let me get it. Yeah, the buy system is basically we are encouraging this movie is worth going to the theater to go see. Bootleg means you can hold off on the film, wait to a streaming service, and get to it at your own convenience. and then we have the bomb, which is don't even waste your life on this particular film. So that's the way we go. Go to the theaters and see it. Bootleg, you can get it from a streaming service, a way that you're convinced to see it. It's cool, but it doesn't mean you need to go watch it at the theaters. Or the bomb, which means why would you even let this movie be a part of your life? So that's a little bit more cleaned up way to say it, because we ain't gonna encourage nobody to do anything illegal. Okay, go
Right.
and we can roll from there.
And which I was getting to anyway, but it's I 100% agree, sir. So my position on this particular film is like, it's taste driven for me. I would pretty much say bootleg. It was a
Ooh, okay. Chance
it,
wait on this one.
it was it was a good enough film for me to sit at home and watch a couple of times, but it was the convenience of watching it on HBO Max.
Okay.
Um, it was some elements to the film that I was just kind of like, but it was better than the first. That's not saying much.
I thought you were gonna go in a different direction. That's just what I thought you were gonna give it a buy.
You
Now
thought
I'm
I was gonna
curious.
give it a buy?
That's what I thought. I really did.
Okay.
Donnie, what you giving it? You giving it buy, bootleg, or a bomb?
I'm going for a buy. That's a movie I would have happily set up in the theater and watched while sneaking in a burrito from Chipotle. So yeah.
Okay. And you know what? I'm gonna say I'm gonna give it a bootleg as well. I don't know if it was cool, but I wouldn't necessarily went to the theater to see it. It was cool, but I actually think the first one was better than this one. So
I disagree.
Hell no.
For those of y'all who are listening, we done told you how we rated it. So yeah, definitely check out the film, because we definitely been getting spoiler territory now if you want to avoid the spoilers. So that was your warning again. Okay. Yeah, I thought the first film was better, but I thought this was good.
So you thought Will Smith as Deadpool was better than this movie, sir?
Okay, if I compare him to the Will Smith to the Idris Elba character, yeah, I actually like the Deadpool character. I mean, not Deadshot better. Yes.
You like, okay, so Deadshot, to me, Will Smith, and I hate to say this, in movies like this, Will Smith is the same person in every movie. So basically, you're saying the nigga from Independence Day who punched the alien and knocked him out, right, is better than Idris Elba in the second one. That's what you're telling me. The way he killed Starro.
The alien had already been through trauma.
Oh Lord. Oh no. Okay. So what made the first one better than this one? Let me find that one out. Let's go from there.
I mean, real talk. I like the storyline better. I even like the threatening of the kid, even because in both films you got a kid being used against a father. I even like the kid being threatened better in the first one than in this one. I really did. It was more touching. More. It even pulls at the heartstrings a little bit more. To me, it made more. I mean, the second one was good. I'm not saying it wasn't good at all. But the way the team was formed and things like that, yeah, it was. To me, it's a little bit more believable, I guess, than the second one.
So I'm gonna go ahead and say nah. I find the second one more believable. Right? They're sending a team of supervillains, basically, right, to go do special combat missions that are deep undercover type stuff, right? Where you die, we will disacknowledge you, etc. So they send them to Corto Maltese, which it makes all the sense in the world because this is a country that they're not supposed to be in. And they send these villains over there. And the first wave of them, what do you have? You have one that basically betrays the whole team. And the first wave of them just ends up dying. Everybody just ends up dying in very much Suicide Squad fashion because their lives were expendable, which I thought was diabolical. Hilarious, right?
Yeah. The
And then you
first.
have Team B. Go ahead.
Yeah. Okay, let's just okay at team remember Team B. But yeah, when I first saw Captain Boomerang, the first inclination I got was this guy's about to die. So I just
Did
want to
you?
throw
I,
that
I
in.
thought
Yes,
they were going to make it.
yes, yes. No. I was like, they about to kill Captain Boomerang.
Sorry.
And I really wasn't shocked that they killed the whole team. I mean, it looked like they Harley for a second. It was just the scene was just that bad. But your boy barely got out alive, only to meet a fate later in the film, and talking about Rick Flag. So yeah, go ahead, Team B.
Yeah, and then you had Team B, which was the heavy hitters. I knew all of just the way that they put them in the poster. You knew that nothing was going to happen to this team, and that was going to do the rest of the movie. Now there were some deaths after that, but for the most part, just the setup, it just made more sense to me than saying, "Oh, well, there's a evil god who took over the city, and now we're sending in a questionable team." Like, oh no, that the first movie made more sense that they would have called the Flash or any of the other actual superheroes to deal with that, and not the Suicide Squad. This movie made sense all the way through and through.
Okay.
I mean, the movie definitely made sense. I'm not trying to imply that it did not make sense, and it showed just how expendable the characters were because they showed a team of people already dying off Jump Street that really wasn't a part of the film. So, yeah, I mean, it was a great movie still, in my opinion,
Okay,
as
hold
far
on.
as that is concerned. Well, not great. It was a very good movie, I would say.
And you know what? I did think that someone was going to die off rip. I didn't expect it like that, but the moment they said TDK, I go, wait a minute, the detachable kid.
Yeah, that was
Don't his
funny.
arms just pop off?
His arms pop off and just it just served as a mild annoyance. Uh,
And then Savant, I wanted to see what Savant had.
I think that was just James Gunn bringing over a few of his friends to participate in making this film great.
It,
Um, the
it
like
completely was. But the way they set up Savant, he didn't do shit. He came in like a badass. Amateurs, and then that nigga took off running.
I mean, like it was like PTSD just took over, and they had to off him. Now, as far as characters, Amanda Waller was ruthless as fuck. I mean, the whole move, trying to use old boy's daughter to get him to do what she wanted him to do. That was just that was kind of dark, I would say. But that's Amanda Waller, though. I like Viola Davis as Amanda Waller.
Waller,
She's almost a perfect Amanda Waller.
she's too good.
I don't know if they could have casted that character any better. And yeah, she was absolutely ruthless, and that's what we want from an Amanda Waller. Real talk.
Yeah, you got to think that's the only woman to walk up on Batman in the Batcave. Oh, you thought I didn't know, Bruce? Yeah, I know all about your little secret. Amanda Waller was a badass in the comics, and she's being played expertly in the movie. Can't even
Yeah.
fight it.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. But the characters. My take on how Bloodsport was depicted, as opposed to how Deadshot was predicted. I would love to see the two characters in another Suicide Squad film or something related to DC. I would love to see that. But time will tell. But as far as both characters, I think I like Bloodsport a little bit better than Deadshot, just by the way the characters were depicted in each film. Let's just face it, like the first Suicide Squad was watchable. I will say that it was watchable at best. I didn't like the whole villain setup. I thought that was kind of subpar. I mean, the characters were cool, but what I liked about this film in particular is it had that no one was safe feel. I expected anyone to die at any time.
Yeah,
it was that serious. Except King Shark. I didn't know how they was gonna get King Shark, but they presented a possibility. He was getting chewed up by them little things. But outside of that, he was just super tough. I mean, Bloodsport shooting him several times to get him to calm down. I thought that was pretty badass itself. And how about and how about this video game add-on gun that Bloodsport had? How about that?
So that gun, I don't know who came up with that, but that was phenomenal.
Yeah, that was pretty cool.
Phenomenal.
Yeah.
And was he pulling it from he was just pulling it off his suit, right? He was just pulling the pieces like pow pow.
Yeah, he was just adding them for whatever he wanted. I guess each thing that he put on there probably had its own function. That's what I would assume the way he put it together. But with the situation being what it was, he wanted to create some maximum carnage there. Now I will say I like when you look at villain to villain, I liked it. The Suicide Squad 1 better than 2, because this one, you're fighting a starfish. I get it was taking control of folks, but it made for a better enemy to get a zombie like type of deal going with the other ones. This starfish was hilarious though. It was.
So Starro was one of the villains that basically ended up really being one, like, the big bad of the DC universe, because what he ended up doing was going and catching all of the Marvel superheroes, and they became one of his minions. So you had to think, it wasn't like they were only fighting regular people, but had that got a hold of like a Superman, it just multiple characters down, a Green Lantern, that would have been a problem.
Absolutely.
Said Marvel superheroes?
Yeah, so Starro ended up catching a bunch of the Marvel superheroes. Or the DC superheroes.
Saying,
I'm sorry. The DC
like if he'd called like a Green Lantern, sure, that's a huge problem for humankind if you actually got to fight one of those heroes, or if you got to fight multiple heroes. So that was cool, but what did make sense to me, because once they kind of completed their mission, Amanda Waller was going to take them down for trying to take down Starro, which did make sense to me. I mean, you already doing the mission that you're not even, as far as the U.S. government, we're not really on this mission. You know what I'm saying? Everything is done in the dark. So who cares if they kill Starro? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and was that really tactical? Was that really tactical to leave Starro alive?
Well, so
yeah,
I think it was a short-sighted. It was a short-sighted issue. She was like, "Let them go; it'll topple their government." So she saw it as a bonus. Like, okay, they completed the mission. Starro did get out, but he's just finna fuck up their country anyway. But what that would have led to was the entire DC universe being taken over by Starro, and then we would have had a Justice League 2.
And then the villains decided to be heroes. Let's fucking do it. Let's take them down. And we discovered that Jotunheim, where the final fight took place, was infested with a bunch of fucking rats. God, like, where did all of those rats come from? Like, under the ground? It's like, wow, it would be hell living there, I would say.
I would have never thought that he was that powerful with them damn rats.
Well, but in a country not quite as sophisticated, is it that hard to believe that they would have a ton of rats?
Oh, y'all
I didn't really see that as much of a stretch.
I mean, like a bush.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. If you look at New York and then look at another country that's not quite as developed, is that really a stretch?
New York is like that. Quiet as it's kept. Vegas has a huge rat issue. So in Vegas, there's an underground city, and it's a huge rat infestation under that city, and people live under there and all kind of shit. So yeah, rats are everywhere. They're one of those creatures that you may not see, but they see you.
Yeah, they there somewhere. They there somewhere. So yeah, I didn't see that as that huge of a leap, Because and then the thing is, you don't know how far they was coming from. You know what I'm saying? So, that was a little easy to buy. But technically, the rats is really what saved them. You know what I'm saying? Because the heroes really didn't do it.
No,
they made an effort, but they didn't really. Well, I guess technically, the one person that I can't think of the lady's name, but the lady who controlled the rats, she really saved the day.
I think they call it Ratcatcher number 2.
Yeah.
Because Ratcatcher number 1 is the
Ratcatcher
director of
number 2.
Thor: Love
Yep.
and Thunder.
Well, what I want to know is where the hell was Superman?
Superman was in the hospital because he got shot by a kryptonite bullet by Bloodsport. He was in the ICU.
I thought he had been there for a while. It was my understanding. Yeah.
Yeah, they didn't say that was like. I mean, the way it was said, it didn't make me believe he was still out, because she said he was in intensive care or the ICU or whatever. So I took it as that was something he had done in the past. That's how I took that line.
Right. That's how I took it. Had he had been in there, no, Waller, I'm not gonna do your mission, no matter how many times you ask me. Then she had to blackmail him. So I took that as, okay, this happened a while ago. That's pretty dope. He was able to take down Superman, but they got him in the end. So I just saw that as something like, where the hell is the big superheroes? They're on the news. This is worldwide. Everybody knows what's going on. Who's coming to save the day?
Well, I mean, I took it as, had they not been able to contain the situation, it would have been something that the superheroes would have came and dealt with. It just happened to be contained, But they not gonna know every problem going on all over the planet. So
yeah, but
I felt that was reasonable as well.
It was on the news. That's the only reason I give it a little credence.
The news after they got into it. It wasn't on the news beforehand.
No, wasn't it? They were. Remember the girl? She was like, "That's my dad. They're fighting."
But that was after the fact. So the heroes would have came. If it would have got out of hand, the heroes would have joined. I mean, if you Batman, Superman, anybody else, and you see all this stuff that's on the news, yeah, you're gonna go where you most need it. So if they can't contain
Batman stayed out of that one quick.
Well, I'm just saying in general. Yeah, well, I'm just saying,
I get it.
In general, if I'm a hero, I still have to pick and choose where I'm going to fight at on a given time, because I can only do one mission at a time.
Yeah, but you know what though? You know what though? If I could pick, like, if I could put the whatever Suicide Squad team up against each other, like if I could put the one in the first film up against the one in the second film, I probably have to give it to the one in the second film. Even with Will Smith Deadshot being on their side, he would have to find a way to shoot each one of these guys in the head, including Polka Dot Man, who had a very deadly power. It was taken as a joke from the jump, but it was like his power is really weird and disgusting. And it's actually a very tragic story. And Ratcatcher number 2, if she's able to get to where she can control rats, like it's over with, period. It's like, say goodbye. But what about your boy Peacemaker?
Oh God!
Oh my God! What a douche!
Yeah, I mean, Peacemaker was something. Yeah, he was a dirtbag, but I'm just gonna say, my first time hearing about Polka Dot Man, because it was my introduction to him, he was hilarious, and I would like to see more of him. But now Peacemaker though, he was just the a-hole of the movie, I guess.
He's
he fit in well, and it does seem like it made sense that he would have a secondary mission being done by Waller that don't nobody else know about, because that's how Waller get down. So it all makes sense to me. So I thought it was a good, it made him the a-hole of the movie, but it still makes sense. When you look at the DC world, it made sense.
Hey, Donnie, you had borged out for a second.
Oh, okay. I was saying he's getting his own show on HBO Max. So we'll see more of him. It'll be a prequel, of course, because But I'm curious to see what direction they're going to take with this show. How many episodes is going to be? How it looks like it's going to be good.
Yeah, let me tell y'all the reason why I bootlegged it at the beginning. The character Weasel. Everybody's be like, "Oh boy, what's going on?" Like, he was a funny character. Yeah, of course he was a funny character. But when they said that, like, and it is not the whole reason, but it was just one of the catalysts. When they said he killed 27 children, I'm like, that's an irredeemable character. You don't care what happens to that guy. And then, like, it appeared that he drowned, but he, of course, by the end of the film, you see that he survives. I was like, damn, if anybody should die, it should be him. But I guess they made they put that character in the film for a person like me, I would say. So I mean, it didn't
Wasn't
make me
that
it did
James Gunn?
it didn't it wasn't enough to me to just throw away the film completely. But I'm like, oh God. Like whatever, man. I don't like child killer stuff. Like Billy Kincaid and Spawn. I don't understand why they didn't kill Billy Kincaid in the cartoon that aired on HBO like they did in the comic book. That was very satisfying, you know. So I guess, but like
Yeah, I
it's
guess
like
that.
I wouldn't say it's enough. It's enough to just say, hey, fuck this movie. It's not enough. It's not nearly enough. He was actually comic relief. I laughed at a couple parts, but I was like, God damn, why they had to make his character like that? So
But yeah, that's
Well, I think
that's
that
James
was to
Gunn's
make him
character.
interesting. Yeah,
so
I think that was to make him interesting and for you to want to kind of see where his characters are gonna go in the future. Because once you say person gonna do anything at all costs, you never really know what that character's gonna do based on whatever moral compass they're using at that moment. So that gives you a wild card character.
they can't swim. But yeah, I mean, he encompasses a villain in every sense. I mean, if anybody deserves to be done like that, it would be people trying to destroy the planet and fuck the universe up for everybody. I would probably say so. Uh, anyway, let's see. Let me see. So, do y'all have any favorites? Anyone stuck out to you in this movie?
Hmm. Oh, I don't know.
Polka Dot Man. Polka
that
Dot
gun.
Man was hilarious, man, the whole time. I'm sorry, because he did. Keep in mind, these are supposed to be some of the most terrible people on the planet. This dude was hilarious, man. First of all, you shooting people with polka dots. Secondly, even when they was in the bar scene, he come off as a very weak character the whole time. And then him over there crying about Milton that he just made friends with. Like dude was just hilarious the whole film to me.
I'm going with Idris Elba's gun. That was the character who did it for me.
Idris Elba's good. Yeah. Yeah, just the whole for me, like I said, the one that really jumped out to me was Amanda Waller. How she would just do anything it took to get the job done, and how no matter how fucked up it was, because it's like you when you think about it, you really catch yourself, um, thinking about her decision making. It's like, is it right? I mean, maybe not, but it's at the end of the day, it probably was necessary and for the greater good. The whole trying to kill them for going after Starro, that was kind of half-hearted, but I kind of get it from her end, but it didn't happen like that. So, hey, that's where we ended
Well,
up.
the way they settled that by her getting knocked upside the head, I thought that was excellent. Real talk. The way they handled that, because she got knocked out. She don't know who knocked her out, and I don't think they're gonna tell her. So that it was great in my opinion. That moment was great.
Okay, and also a bit of bit of bad news. Margot Robbie, who plays the character Harley Quinn, it has been reported that she won't be returning to the character for quite some time. Who knows the direction of the DCEU at any given point, and that right there signifies a huge difference between the MCU and the DCEU. The DCEU is just kind of trying stuff here and there and trying to feel their way around things. And you can tell by the presentation because they have hit or miss. Like Wonder Woman 84 was kind of miss, even though it's Wonder Woman. So they're going to move forward with that. And Suicide Squad was hit. So I mean, hopefully, their other upcoming projects are like Shazam 2 and Black Adam. Hopefully, they hit as well. But we shall see. I mean, if not, even Sony Marvel films will be wiping the floor with these DCEUs. But hopefully they get it together.
Well, they need their version of Kevin Feige. I thought Zack Snyder was doing a great job, and with what he did with that, with his take on the Justice League, they need to just put him in charge of the whole thing. Call it a day.
Which is not.
Swallow some pride and be okay.
Yeah, but is reported that that is never going to happen. They have totally discarded the Zack Snyder Justice League, and I don't get it because it was a way better presentation than what they released in the theater. But
It was too good. It was too good. Sometimes folks got power at the head of studios, and they don't know how to get out their own way. Sometimes,
yeah,
the man was doing a great job, and they need to get out of his way and let him work.
yeah, and it's like, so you don't want our money. I was like, all right, but we'll see what they do with it, man. Maybe they got something great planned. But with this Suicide Squad, I think the general consensus is definitely check the film out. I bootlegged it, but I still think it's better than the first film. I just do. Um, but opinions are different. So. Okay, guys. Do you have anything left you would like to say about this film?
I still think it was better than one. Go ahead.
Because it's decent.
Roger? Okay, Roger seems to be away from the microphone for just one moment.
No, that truth stunned him. That truth stunned him.
Yeah, we can hear you.
What? I bored. I don't know what guy said, but I didn't check to see if this was on HBO Max, which I'm sure it is, because I believe all the DC stuff goes there. I would see it on HBO Max and not necessarily go to the film because I did give it a bootleg, but I thought the movie was good. But I still think the first one was better. But I do think they were both good movies. They weren't great movies, but they were both good movies.
Okay. Well, you know what? We seem kind of split on, like, it's kind of like, do we want to buy it or do we want to bootleg it? What I would say is best is that, that for the people watching is that you are always free to form your own opinion. But I will say this, since I was the bootleg kind of lean toward buy, I would definitely say check the film out and form your own opinion. If you like bloody, violent, good time that is a roller coaster ride, this is definitely the film for you. So, anyway, fellas,
I'm always right, so definitely go check out the film.
Okay. All right, Donnie.
Yeah, Donnie said, go buy it at the theater. Get you a popcorn, sneak a Chipotle burrito in, a couple little bitty shots of vodka, and enjoy this movie that is definitely better than one.
Okay. All right. So, thank you for tuning in. And if you're watching and you are not subscribed, go below this screen and hit that subscribe button and hit that like. Thank you for all of you who tune in, continue support. And I got some news for y'all. You have been pulled into this black dimension, and hopefully you can find your way out. Goodbye for now.